Hi YouTube, Rob the Plumber here. Here's my new video on scrapping electrical breakers for that beautiful, gorgeous, fabulous metal we all love, silver. Now, the main metal that I'm going after today is silver, but you can find small quantities of aluminum, copper, brass, and steel. So what's a circuit breaker? A circuit breaker is basically an electrical switch, an automatic one. And wherever there's a switch, there is silver. And in circuit breakers, there's lots of. The circuit breaker body is made up of mostly plastic. With single pole breakers, all you need to do is remove these 3 rivets. For this video, I used a rotary tool with a bit like this. You can use a normal drill bit with a normal drill. The best way of getting into these plastic housings is the hammer and towel method. Put the breakers in a towel, wrap them up, and smash the hell out of them with a hammer. By using a towel, you lower the possibility of losing precious silver or even a more precious eye. With the use of several metals in making of circuit breakers, you will definitely need to have a magnet handy. Myself, I use a neodymium magnet. I get these magnets from scrapping hard drives. Here I'm opening up and showing you a modern breaker made in the last 10 years. With technology, the manufacturers have the ability to use much less silver as they would have 20 years ago. But the silver is still easily found on the pads wherever a contact is made between 2 metals. I'm going to give you a good close-up look at these contacts with some macro photography. With modern single-pole residential breakers, you will not find much in the area of silver. Really, the contacts are the only thing worth mentioning. The silver in the contacts are approximately 85 to 90% pure. The manufacturer will add another metal to harden the silver, usually copper. If it were pure silver, the contacts would squish the first time the breaker tripped. You really need to pay attention to all of the parts when scrapping. Many parts can and will be partially or completely made from silver. This is where a neodymium magnet is used. You can easily separate the ferrous and non-ferrous metal parts. From the residential lines of breakers, the Westinghouse Quicklag is my favorite to scrap by far. You should notice something different right off the bat with this breaker. See the color of the wire? See the color of the parts? It's got that yellowish tinge to the metal. That means it's loaded with silver. Here is a side-by-side comparison of wire used in breakers. You can see the wire on the left has silver wire braided in with the copper. The wire on the right has very light coating of silver on the surface. So light you can barely tell there's any silver at all. I had taken this breaker apart sometime in the past. I had lost a part from it. Here is a picture of the part that would normally sit right here. As with the rest of the Westinghouse breakers, this part of the breaker is loaded with silver, 90% pure. It's not just the round contact, but the whole metal clip that's 90% pure silver. You can easily tell by the color. The only parts in this breaker that don't have silver in it is the springs and the screws. Now this breaker, it's old. Made in the late 1960s, but just because it's old doesn't mean it has a lot of silver. There was a period of time when manufacturers used very little silver. I'm not sure if it was that silver was more valuable or that they didn't know about the electrical conductivity of it. I'm not sure. But breakers made in this time period have very little silver in it. You need to know this because if you're buying breakers, you don't want to be spending money on these breakers. The only thing that has silver in it is the contacts, and there is very little. The manufacturer is General Electric. This one's Canadian General Electric, but it can be under General Electric America. So be careful when buying these. The contacts shown here have no more than 70% silver content. I would like to go back to this picture of the two wire comparisons. The one on the left being the Westinghouse and the one on the right being General Electric. This is the type of stuff that you need to look for when scrapping circuit breakers. The color difference is what matters. You can see the silver in the color of the metal. Now, amazingly, I did find some silver other than in the contacts. That pad right here did have a very low content of silver. Now this brand of breaker, it's either ITE or FTE, but it is right up there with Westinghouse. I'm not going to go really in depth with this breaker because it is very close and similar with the Westinghouse breaker, but it's one to keep an eye out for. You can expect from me in the very near future videos detailing each individual brand of circuit breakers I tear down. Also, a video just for 2-pole circuit breakers. Different amperages and additional poles equals more silver. If you enjoyed the video today, please like, subscribe, and comment below. I'm Rob the Plumber. Thanks for watching.